Welcome back, students. In this second lesson, I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how I would go about writing a 5-paragraph essay to accompany this week's assignment. I'll take you from research and outlining ideas to writing the paper in this video. In your next one, I will showcase in-text citations as well as formatting your works cited and making the essay in MLA style. In this week's lesson, you'll be choosing one of 4 pathways to write your 5-paragraph essay. You can choose between agriculture, sports, careers, or government/political. For today's example, I'm going to use sports, which will discuss the role of extracurricular activities in school. How do they add or detract from education? So there's my writing prompt. And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to ignore the fact that I'm required to, by this rubric, have an MLA style heading, title of the essay, styles and fonts. But for you guys, I'm going to show you how I would go about the introduction paragraph, the supporting paragraphs, the conclusion paragraphs, and just the idea and content of the paper. This is a huge chunk of the 50 points and very important. So let's get started. The first thing I would do to make it easier is just copy, Control-C, and go the whole idea or the writing prompt I'm going to be writing on, and then I'm going to Control-V, paste that at the top of my page. Now I need to research. So once I'm in Google, something like how sports help education is a good start. So this first one looks like benefits of sports to students. That would be a good one. Okay, so look, they have a nice quote highlighted here. Studies have shown that exercise increases blood flow to the brain and helps the body build more connections between nerves, leading to increased concentration, enhanced memory, stimulated creativity, and better developed problem-solving skills. I'm going to copy that straight out of this website, and I'm going to take it back to my Word document. And I'm just going to paste it in there. And because it's a direct quote, right now, I'm just going to go ahead and put those quotation marks around it and maybe parentheses, noting that I'm going to have to give that a citation at some point. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to look for more useful quotes that I might use to help my writing or ideas. So now I've went through and I found 4 useful ideas or quotes that I might be able to use in my writing and put them on my paper. So I'm going to go back to this article that we found, and I'm going to click on this twice until I get the full address and just copy, highlight, and copy this whole URL. And for right now, I'm just going to take it to the bottom of my paper. Next page, and I'm just going to paste it there because I know I need to cite it later and I don't want to lose that. And another thing that's really useful is before you go any further, just go ahead and find the author's name. And here is his name. His last name is Khalil, Khelil. So we'll go Control-C, copy that, take it right back in, and in these parentheses, we'll go ahead and put his last name, so that we know that these are from him. These are his words. Okay, time to research a second article because our prompt asked us how do they add to or detract from education. I think it's important to provide the second perspective. So we found good quotes on how they add to education, but now we should find some through research that show how they detract. In order to research an opposing view, I typed in, how do sports detract from education? This first article, ihaccents.com, I'm not sure what that is, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that one. I'd use it maybe if I was really hard up for a source, but NewYorkTimes.com sounds a little bit more credible to me, so I'm going to go ahead and try this article. Schools Should Be About Learning, Not Sports by Amanda Ripley. Okay, so her credibility, she wrote the book, The Smartest Kids in the World and How They Got That Way. So that seems credible. I'm going to find a couple of quotes here that could explain reasons they might detract from education. Just by scanning it. This is interesting. By mixing sports and academics, we tempt kids into believing that it's okay if they don't like math or writing. There's another path to glory. Less obvious is this path ends abruptly, whereupon they get to spend 50 years in an economy that lavishly rewards those with higher order skills and ruthlessly punishes those without. Okay, so I think this is an idea we might be able to use, so I'll copy it and then paste it. Again, direct quote. So we'll go ahead and put those quotation marks there for now. Let's figure out what her last name was again. Ripley. R-I-P-L-E-Y. We'll copy that. Take it back to our paper. Paste it in. And, we won't forget to grab that URL from this article and put it at the bottom of our page. Okay, so now it's down there waiting for us to do our works cited. I have some ideas. I'm probably going to look for one or two more that detract and add it to my notes. Now that I've researched some material to use to help my essay, I'm going to create a quick outline of main ideas for my paragraphs. So one main idea I have here for my first paragraph is going to be sports are good for the students' physical health. Okay, so we can say exercise increases blood flow to the brain. This would fit there. And how about a second one where sports are good for the students? How about mental and emotional health and growth? That could be a second main idea. And then, okay, and stress management, that probably falls there, as well as anxiety and failure and disappointment in life. Okay, and then the third main idea might be sports can be too much of a focus and detract from academic performance. Okay, so there's my third paragraph, my second paragraph, my first paragraph of content. And so the first thing I'll want to do is an introduction up here where I highlight those ideas. But I like to wait and do that until I've written my paper a little bit. So it's time to start weaving these into paragraphs. Okay, so sports are good for the students' physical health. In an article by Khalil, he surmises that, or he, we'll just go simple, states that, comma, now we'll just insert this quote right here. Studies have shown that exercise increases blood flow to the brain and helps the body build more connections between nerves, leading to increased concentration, enhanced memory, stimulated creativity, and better developed problem-solving skills. Okay, I don't have to have his name in the parentheses anymore because I put it up here. Khalil, or maybe For an athlete that is working hard in a morning practice, they might show an increased level of energy as they begin their day compared with their peer that just woke up and hurried to school. That increased energy can prove beneficial as they concentrate on their higher level learning. Something like this. So use a little bit of your research, but also make sure to add in your own words and ideas to support that. So when I'm writing, I like to organize my ideas into sort of a flow. And so here I've started about stress and anxiety, and I went ahead and used those quotes in there, and I can go back and sort of edit my words in between to make it better. But then I can also, instead of just using a direct quote, I can use his idea, where he says, "I believe playing sports taught me how to deal with failure and disappointment in life." That's Khalil's idea, but I can say something like, in addition to stress management benefits, sports can also teach important lessons in how to deal with adversity in our lives. There will almost certainly be times when we fail at something. Sports provide learning opportunities as well and can help us grow. Something like that in our own words, but then you have to give him credit for the idea, even though it's not a direct quote. So now I kind of want to fill in with my conclusion and my introduction. So I'm just in the mindset of the conclusion right now. So I've already started with, in conclusion, sports have many great benefits for our physical health beyond the obvious weight management assistance. It can improve blood flow, which in turn can improve memory and concentration as well as creativity. We just need to make sure that sports remain as the extra activity and don't promote them to more importance than the academics for which we are attending school. Something like that. And then go up and begin thinking of an introduction that will get the reader immediately interested. So through, 5 minutes or so of my own time, I created this little introduction, which is just a few sentences to tell my reader what I'm going to tell them in more detail in the next few paragraphs. So I wrote this quick introduction, and then I told them in these next 3 paragraphs, and then through my conclusion, I gave them sort of a call to action, and I told them what I already had said in these paragraphs, sort of a reminder. So that is how I would go about writing a quick essay. So there it is. It's very rough, but in the next short video, I'll be going over how to format this, to finish it, to make it look good for your teacher to review. So thanks for listening, and check out the next video.